It sure is getting hot around here. I wonder why. What if I told you it's our own faults? How many of you have had a tree cut down, bought a piece of wooden furniture? We've all used a piece of paper. As a society, we've grown to depend on trees like they're a renewable resource. I spent countless hours researching the effects of deforestation on our atmosphere, and what I've learned is shocking. The truth is, in 2022, there are enormously high levels of CO2 filling our atmosphere, and deforestation is at a record high. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out our Earth is in serious danger. In the last 10,000 years, humans have successfully destroyed 1/3 of our planet's forests. This is an extremely large number of trees gone. These are forests that we'll never get back. Today we're going to discuss exactly what trees do for us and how deforestation is affecting our atmosphere. We're going to talk about how trees cleanse CO2 from the air, as well as how deforestation is making major changes in our atmosphere, leading to climate change and global warming. But first we need to know why trees are so important for our atmosphere and what role they're playing in controlling our greenhouse gases. Our trees play a huge role in cleaning out CO2 from our atmosphere while also creating oxygen for us in return. Trees have 4 parts to them: their roots, trunks, branches, and leaves. The roots collect nutrients from water from the soil underneath, while the trunk and the branches provide support for the leaves and any fruit or flowers that the trees produce. The part of the tree that's most beneficial for our atmosphere is its leaves. It's here where a process known as photosynthesis occurs. Although it's a complicated process, a simple run-through is that by cellular respiration, trees absorb CO2 and release oxygen into the air. They basically work like filters. Trees also store CO2 inside their fibers, which is released when the trees die or when they're cut down. The CO2 that the trees take in is produced in a few different ways. These can come from natural sources such as respiration from humans and animals, or when trees die naturally, and even from our oceans. We also have unnatural sources of CO2 emissions like those from burning fossil fuels, industries, and deforestation as well. Currently, our atmosphere is suffering levels of CO2 that's not been seen for thousands of years. Scientists at NOAA's Mau Atmospheric Baseline Observatory saw carbon dioxide levels higher than anything that has ever been recorded. According to NOAA's website, before the Industrial Revolution started in the mid-1700s, the world's CO2 levels were consistent around 280 parts per million for over 6,000 years. Now, we're almost double that. Scientists say that our atmosphere is comparable to the way that it was over 4 billion years ago during the Pliocene climatic optimum period, with over 421 parts per million of CO2 trapped in our atmosphere. And at the rate deforestation is occurring, these numbers will only rise higher. Senior scientist Peter Tons at the Global Monitoring Laboratory says carbon dioxide levels of our species has never experienced before are coming. At these levels, our oceans will begin to rise, causing major cities around the world to be underwater. Present day cities of Atlantis lost underwater. With fewer trees to lower our CO2 levels in our atmosphere, our temperatures will most certainly rise. This will leading to warmer winters and sweltering summers. It's safe to say deforestation is directly affecting our atmosphere by causing an increase in greenhouse gases that trap heat on our planet. Our forests work so hard to keep our atmosphere clear of harmful greenhouse gases, yet they're being destroyed at record highs every year. According to research by Olivia Lai, who works for Earth.org, every year 10 million hectares of trees are cut down. Deforestation alone contributes to 5 billion tons of carbon dioxide entering our atmosphere each year. Researchers from NASA did a study several months back on deforestation on the world's 3rd largest island belonging to Indonesia, Borneo. In 2021, on just that one island alone, one of the world's oldest tropical rainforests had 3.75 million hectares destroyed. This resulted in 2.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide entering our atmosphere and far fewer trees to filter it out. Unfortunately, Indonesia is not the only country with a high deforestation rate. Nigeria's land was once covered in trees. half covered in trees. And in between the years 2000 and 2005, this country lost 55.7% of its forests. They never slacked off cutting down the trees, and now, according to the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, as of 2022, 96% of Nigeria's forests have been destroyed through deforestation. In 2020 alone, this small African country removed so many trees from its forests that they contributed to 59.5 metric tons of carbon dioxide entering our atmosphere. The problem is that deforestation does not just stop with these two countries. Scientists around the globe are teaming up together to help solve the largest crisis our species has ever faced. For the first time in Earth's history, our largest and most important forests are emitting more CO2 than they're absorbing, deforestation being the main contributor to this. New research from the International Union for Conservation of Nature even lists forests in the United States and Australia as some of the highest carbon monoxide producers on our planet. The good news is that over 100 countries and their leaders have recently pledged to end deforestation by the year 2030. Trees are important for our atmosphere. They help prevent the buildup of dangerous greenhouse gases, as well as provide us with oxygen that we breathe. Trees keep a healthy balance in our atmosphere, as well as here on Earth. Unfortunately, deforestation has taken a huge role in our atmosphere, as well as down here on Earth. And carbon dioxide levels are at a record high. Our planet's beginning to go through major changes. So the next time you're thinking about cutting down a tree, ask yourself this: can I live without it? Because the answer to that question is no, you can't. Remember, plant trees, plant hope.
Round of applause! Ah! Yay.
Okay.